The reason why we run this military 101, why we talk about understanding the military, as John just mentioned, the importance of the demographic, but simply because there are so many easy mistakes that progressives and we on the left make when we address the military, when we talk to the military community, we talk to veterans, we talk to military families, and it's just purely because of lack of knowledge sometimes. The fact is that less than 1% of the population serves on active duty today. We have 1.8 million, approaching 2 million men and women who will have served in Iraq and Afghanistan, out of a population of approaching 400 million in this country. So that exposure to the military is less and less and less. We all know the reasons why, going back to the end of the draft in the 70s and everything, and we could debate that all day long. But the point is, we don't know as much about the military anymore as we used to in this country, and our exposure to the men and women who have served or are serving is smaller and smaller. So some basics, some basic mistakes, some pitfalls, some things that we tend to do just when you're talking to the audience. And I see a great veteran walking in the room there who's running for office down in Florida, Doug Tudor. So good to see you, Doug.
And donate to Doug.
And another good Navy man. Folks love to talk about the military and call everybody soldiers. And I tell you, if you just want to flip through, John. Yeah. Everybody in the military, for those in the room who've served, are not soldiers. So this is sort of like rule number one when you're talking to a military audience: don't refer to them as soldiers. Obviously, there are 4 branches of the military with the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marine Corps, and you can see up there how they should be addressed. I'm a Navy guy. You don't want to call me a soldier. I tell you I'm a sailor. We include the Coast Guard in the slide here. Many people don't know that the Coast Guard is actually not a part of the Department of Defense. It's part of the Department of Homeland Security. However, they are engaged around the world, be it in the Caribbean, off South America, doing counter-narcotics roles, or guarding oil terminals in the Persian Gulf today. So the Coast Guard is an important part of our force structure. And when you talk to the military, when you talk to the community, it's always a good thing to include the Coast Guard because they're an important branch.
And this is important if you're getting involved in any campaigns and you have a candidate who has, for instance, like Norfolk base in Virginia, and he goes and starts talking about soldiers to all these Navy and Marines. It actually will turn them off. So
Instantly.
Particularly the Marines, don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing you want to do is call a Marine a soldier or a sailor, trust me. There was the last bullet on that slide. When in doubt, you can use the service member term, you can use serviceman or woman. Those are terms that I think troops, things like that. Those are sort of generic catch-alls, but don't make that mistake that a lot of people make. You hear politicians out there all the time, let's do it for the soldiers, and instantly anybody in those other 4 branches are just like tuning out.